Hey friend, hello. I'm feeling better. Better, but like a new norm. People keep telling me that when your parental figure dies or somebody really close to you dies, everyone keeps saying it. And I'm like, stop saying that, stop saying that. And now I kind of understand it. The saying is, everyone says, this is just a new norm. We will just learn how to live with it. So apparently there's no going back to the Andrew that was literally 3 weeks ago. Instead, there'll be this thing, and a whole new version of me will be created. However, this thing is here to stay. It doesn't change. And I guess that could be said for everything, but it could be said for big events, but there is no, like my breakup, I'm thinking of my breakup, like there's this hole, but, well, that could change, but this is like, I'm just gonna have to learn to live with it. A couple of things that I'm experiencing real live. So firstly, the reason why I'm feeling better is I did the carbohydrates at night yesterday. So instead of losing sleep, instead of keeping my stress hormone really high, I'm injecting the carbohydrates at night. And it's okay, it's an extra 500 calories of carbohydrates, non-processed food, so we're all fine. It didn't create like a major spike. It didn't make me go manic. It wasn't sugar, it was brown rice. And I know I've said not to grains. I'm kind of a bit reneging on it. I'm like, rice is potentially okay. I've remembered I feel not bad on brown rice. So I've given it a go. I had a sleep. I had a deep sleep. Cool. Win. My sleep's a bit depressing, to be honest. I think it's because it's sad and I'm sleeping in a little bit, to be honest, like 8, 9 a.m. So I'm feeling, like trying to get up earlier. Maybe once I get this routine a little better, I'll get up earlier, or I'll kind of go for it from tomorrow. But basically, the big idea for me was, cool, well, injected the 500 calories. My workout this morning was a lot stronger. I was able to maintain a higher heart rate, and it was just cardio, but I was able to output more than what I usually can when I'm ketoed. Obviously because I've got carbohydrates from the night, but if I'm able to output more than what I usually am, it means I've got a higher calorie burn. So even the extra 500 calories, well, maybe I'm using up 200 extra calories by having a higher output. My metabolism is a little bit higher because my carbohydrates are in there. So realistically, it's actually not bad as a system. I know I'm jumping. I know I've jumped from death of my father to why I'm feeling better, but it is important because your diet and little diet changes make a difference to how you feel about an event. So an event can feel really real, or I can feel really upset, and then something changes. So I think in this world of upsetness around my ex, which still isn't online, after the festival, which we'll discuss in a second, when you're dealing with a lot, I think the mental model here is like when you're dealing with a lot, carbohydrates stimulate serotonin. Serotonin regulates sleep, it regulates, happy fucking jeez. I hate this couch. I love this couch, I'm sorry. I'll be nice to the couch. It regulates happy chemicals. So because it regulates happy chemicals, it's important to, in this period of time, even though 4 weeks ago I felt like I was really upset with my ex, with my father dying, like knowing that this was close to the end, I obviously wasn't processing at the same level. So my serotonin now is so low, my happy chemicals are so low, that me being put into that state of real upset had me crying here. And the crying is good as well. Like, I spoke to my family yesterday, the rest of them, and we had a good cry together, just around father and stuff and just dealing with grief. But, so that's worked. And my insides want to go, no, it's not fast enough, crash the carbs again to 0. And I'm like, man, I'm having a higher output, if I'm going to be having better workouts, I'm numb anyway, okay, so my results are going to be a tiny bit slower. But even in the scheme of things, if I'm getting better sleep, because if I completely scratch my sleep and I have like a non-existent sleep, my stress hormone is so high that I'll be burning muscle anyway. So it's really going to be pulling in 2 different directions anyway. So really, just keep it in there. And my discipline, it feels so much easier to know that I've got one point of the day that will de-stress me. It'll de-stress my whole system. And that de-stress will happen when the carbohydrates get injected in one meal. So I stay completely ketoed and don't spike my insulin throughout the day. I'm still fasting throughout the day, and then I only start eating at 2-3 p.m. And I have my last meal at 8 p.m., which causes that woo. And then I just calm down, and then I just go to bed in like an hour and a half or 2. Yesterday was in 3. So I feel a little better because of that. Don't get me wrong, I'm not happy, I'm not excited, I'm not, yay, life. I am just like, okay, I can do this. I can do this every day for as long as it takes. And that's a good position to be in. I can do this for as long as it takes every day. So beforehand, I needed to hold my discipline for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks at a time. Now I just need to hold it for like 24 hours. It's not even difficult. And because I have a de-stressor, like my stress hormone won't even go up, potentially even at all day until I have the next carbohydrates. Like I'm in general just a lot calmer. So that's positive. It's a positive experience. What's forming now is a couple of things. So my ex still hasn't resurfaced online. This is the longest that I haven't seen her online in 2 years. Hasn't resurfaced online. I've seen that she has logged in somewhere, but she hasn't resurfaced with any content online. So part of me, there's so many different thoughts going on. One is like, dear God, I hope you're okay. Step 1, dear God, I hope you're okay. Step 1. Step 2, dear God, I hope you didn't take that, you didn't like overblow it even harder and took even more narcotics. So dear hope, I hope you're okay. Dear God, I hope that you haven't touched horrible drugs. So I hope you haven't touched amphetamines. We had 2 years worth of chats saying this is the one, and opioids to never touch ever, ever, ever again. So dear God, I hope you're not there. The other thing is like, are you just still consuming drugs after the festival for like after kicking on after a week, and this is where you really cause like permanent damage. If you go through a big dump of serotonin and dopamine and then continue to use drugs afterwards, this is where you start causing like irreversible chronic damage. Now, we've had a suspicion that she might be ADHD and might have autism. These people, you really got to stay away from narcotics. Like, you cannot play with that neurochemistry brain. It will literally fry it from the inside and you'll become a mushroom. And judging by all her content, she's looking like in pretty bad shape already, like pretty bad shape. Anyway, that's the other thing. Fourth thought is I've got FOMO. I was like, you're just enjoying your time and I'm just here alone. You've left me. My father's not here anymore. It's when I need you more than ever. I've done 2 years worth of just being there for you. I now need you more than ever, and you're not available at all. And you're just, yay, taking substances with a bunch of random hippies that have seen the light, and the people that are the all-time healers, but are in this like 9-to-5 job or sell substances themselves and like a little mini criminals, and like really like, I mean, I don't have FOMO for that. I have FOMO for the social connection, but at the same time, I don't want to connect with those people, but I miss her. So there's FOMO that we could have been enjoying our time responsibly. And then the other thought, which is the hopeful thought, this is so hopeful, that she's recovering from the festival, but because she knows that she committed to me that she would not take substances, and that she knows that I'm watching, she has a shred of care and consciousness still left in her, in between all of that copious amounts of use, that she doesn't want to go online yet to show, because she'll know that I will know that she has been on substances. So in that sense, then I'll get like a message that she did care what I thought of her, which means that somewhere inside she still cares about me. That is my most hopeful, hopeful thing. But I suspect it's not that, and it's just copious amounts of use and just hanging out with the worst of the worst people, really. The bad of the worst times, and doing that, and I suspect it's the latter. But I'm beginning to form what kind of maybe my next couple of years looks like. So as I'm building my e-commerce business, as music is getting released, I think I'm getting pretty more focused on, for me personally, rig is getting done, slowly but surely. Don't have any big importance over it. It's just going to happen. My skin will clear up. It's already clearing up. My body will get into nice shape. I'll enjoy how I look. I'll enjoy how I feel. Fantastic, whatever. My body will be nice for me. The money will then support me to be able to be anywhere in the world at any point in time. And I think where I'm leaning towards is I just want to get lost in the world. I want to connect with people. I want to be in different places at different times. I want to go into different music scenes, go into Berlin, into Amsterdam, into Spain, into Portugal, into the depths of the deserts of the, like, basically just roam and globetrot the world as a bit of a solo identity while still connecting with other people, but remaining solo and taking all of the energy that I soak up in whatever place I'm in and putting it in to art, which is music. And also to take you along the journey every day, everywhere. I'll film all the time, even if I'm at a festival, even if I'm at anywhere, no matter what state I'm in as well. I will be filming every single day. And I will do this to make sure that you get the behind the scenes of the journey of everything that I do. But I'm feeling like to get lost in the world. If I'm really honest with myself, I want to get lost in the world. I want to get lost. I want to love how I feel in my body. I want to create musical art along the journey of getting to that stadium. So releasing that until, you know, it keeps building and building and building and building, and just release lots of music, promote lots of music, be really loud about it until I can't be ignored, if that makes sense, or the music is at that high quality that it's just, you know, I don't know what that step looks like, but we keep going. I guess what I'm going to be using it as it's to get lost, to enjoy my life and the full self-expression of it. And I am an artist. Like, I don't need to force it. I am an artist. Yesterday I was laying there depressed on this couch. I had done my work for the day and I'm just laying there and I have no desire to do anything. And the woof, Andrew was just not there. And I was like, just go grab the guitar, go record some music. And the moment I picked it up, the moment I put the headphones on, the moment the mic, I heard it, I just got lost in it. I am an artist and I like creating art. You know, the moment I turn this camera on, I immediately feel like I'm here with you, and this, I could talk to you for hours. I could be in a creative form for hours. It's what I'm naturally gravitated to. So for me, that is my, you know, I like people watching me as well with OnlyFans. Like, I love people watching me. In general, if people aren't watching me, if people aren't watching my creation, if people aren't watching my artwork, if people aren't watching my body, I like people watching me. It gives me something, you know, it gives me a purpose, because I myself, whatever, I'll just lay there and do nothing, but I want to be able to give an experience to people. At the highest form, I think that's where magic came in, that's where things came in, that's how I am in relationships. I like to, and why some women have said you might be narcissistical, because when you look at a narcissist, and I've checked with all my therapists, I am not a narcissist, I am not NPD, not anywhere close, impossible. They just say high EQ, which is emotional intelligence, but it should be EI, but it's EQ, don't know why. EI. EI. So for me, I like to create experiences, including for my partner. So when my partner walks into my life or she's in my life, I like to create experiences for her that feel like a dream. You know, I like to create experiences for people. I'm actually recognizing as I say that now. So I think that's where I've been like, maybe I don't want a partner, because every time I have a partner, I just give her all the experiences and then don't give you the experience. But in general, I'm an artist. So I will flow through the world and I will get lost in the world and create art and keep creating and keeping that road to stadium really front and present of mind as the baseline of everything that I'm doing, leading with my heart forward. And that's kind of what it's beginning to feel like. Whether it be sex, whether it be substances, whether it be play, whether it be art, whether it be painting, whether it be musicals, whether it be gatherings, like basically use the world as my muse for collecting emotional and spiritual and like insight into creation of beautiful art that will be expressed through my voice and my music. And that feels right, and it's got this different flavor to it. It doesn't excite me, but it feels like velvety chocolate, but I don't eat chocolate, so it feels like velvet, like a velvet bathrobe, you know, not that I have a velvet bathrobe, but I just put a bathrobe on before. I don't know if it's velvet, but it felt like velvety. I don't know what velvet feels like. So I think that's nice that that's beginning to form, or at least it feels like it's about to form. I'm also not attached to if that changes or doesn't change. I'm just trying to be here every day, every moment, and see what the flavor is like, and see what that flavor is like, and see what that flavor is like. And with every flavor that changes, I'm happy to change as well with it. But I do feel globe-trotting and getting lost in the world is, it's just, it's nice. And it has got that bit of a tinge of upset to it. It's got a tinge of loneliness to it. It's got a tinge of depression, but it's got a tinge of faith and hope that my soul, and my heart, as long as I keep putting it out there, it will get picked up and begin to vibrate louder and louder and louder. But this like upset and sadness and hopefulness all in one, while I'm sort of solo globe-trotting around the world, it makes me feel like it creates great art. Like it creates something. It creates an ambiance. It creates an experience. And I think that's what it feels like. I hope that made sense. In short, I'm feeling better because of a dietary change, and that I don't have to hold discipline for a long period of time. Short. Because we've taken out processed foods, and Andrew does not eat processed foods, the body will happen by itself no matter what I do with the diet. As long as I eat less and keep moving, which I'm doing a lot of, but even if I do a little of, the body will just happen by itself. So I don't need to really stress about it, but now I don't have to hold the discipline for a long period of time. My sleeps looks like, at the moment, fingers crossed, look like they're gonna happen with that carb meal at night, which is fantastic. I'm still really concerned about my ex and still deeply just really in that, and hope that she cares, hope that she's not lost, with a mix of FOMO, with a mix of hope she's not lost, and in just a complete mess, and just, anyway, deeply lonely and kind of okay with it. And I've got sort of a future sort of beginning to form and path and sort of path out on where I'm sort of going. So that's exciting. That makes me feel, it makes me feel not hopeful, but it makes me feel okay. I think I know why I'm doing all this, like why I'm trying to expand my business, why I'm trying to sing, I know where we're going. So as long as I just keep doing the things, same as with the body, same as with the food, we'll get there, and we're just gonna flow and experience along the way. Thank you for being here. It comes in waves, and if you're dealing with grief or have dealt with grief, I still don't know how to give you the mental model around it perfectly yet, because I'm still live figuring it out, how this even works. But it's not easy. It's really not easy, and it's a whole different kettle of fish compared to any of the problems that I have usually felt in my life. And my father was young in the scheme of things, and that also makes a significant difference, because that's also quite a unique experience. So that's got a whole nother level of upset and questioning in that as well. I love you dearly. Have the best fucking day. And thank you so much for being here from the bottom of my heart. To every single person watching, if you're here still watching, this is why I'm doing this. Leave a comment, say hey. I'd love to say hey. I was like, hey, I watched to the end. I watch your videos to the end. Maybe I missed some of them, but I watched some of them to the end, and I love you, and I'd love to love you back, basically, because this is your way of showing love. It means you're like, hey, I vibe this guy. So if you vibe me, I probably 100% vibe you. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, I probably 100% vibe you. I love you. Thank you for being here. Have the best day, morning, night, wherever you are. Much love.